Alright, hello everyone. foolishbigj here. I'm still broke as hell, so I can't afford to open anything. Actually, let me know, because I have a couple of... I didn't get too much response on these, but I still have some fighting and stuff I could open if you want to see that. Other than that, I don't have any Pokemon or Magic stuff lying around right now. So today I'm going to bring you a deck tech. This is the standard deck I've been running for a little while, all summer basically, but it's going to be out of rotation when Exelon, whatever the new set comes in September, so like, you get this for like a month, alright? It's red, white humans, Boros humans. I love tribal decks, they are the shit. They're my bread and butter basically. So, let's start here for the 1-drops in this deck. You only have 2 different ones. We got Bloodlust Insider. It's a 1-drop red from Amaket. Target creature gains haste till end of turn. Crazy 1-drop. If you get it in your opening hand, it can go pretty bonkers for you real quick in this deck. And the other 1-drop is like an auto-include in almost anything running white in humans. Thrabian Inspector. The 1-drop 1/2 that gives you a clue. Card advantage, a 1/2 body for 1. It slices, it dices, it's all around pretty good. So that's the 1-drops. The backbone of this deck are the 2-drops though. You got yourself a playset here, a Thalia's Lieutenant. Now this card has been in every human deck since it was printed basically. It's so gross. 2-drop, 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, other humans get a 1/1. Every other human gets a 1/1. Then when another human enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. So just imagine, it just gets big. It gets really big in this deck really fast. And it's only a 2-drop, so it's really cheap, really easy to get down. And then next, the playset of one of my favorite cards from the newer sets, Glorbound Initiate. This is also a 2-drop. It's a 3/1. When you exert it, it becomes a 4/4 with lifelink if you exert it. But I mean, like I said, Bloodlust Insider turn 1. Give this haste turn 2, swing in for 4 lifelink turn 2. Pretty good, pretty gross. Another playset. This one of Honored Crop Captain. This 2-drop, 1 white, 1 red. Whenever Honored Crop Captain attacks, other attacking creatures get +1/+0. So it's a small little like mini buff every time you use her to attack. She doesn't get anything, but you're gonna have like a massive board state, so like everything else is gonna get a little goodies from that. I'm only running 3 of these guys, but they're really good. It's a Hanowar Militia Captain. I have them in different sleeves because they're a flip card. I try to do it to all my flip cards, but didn't get to all of them. So the Militia Captain is a 2/2 for 2. At the beginning of upkeep, if you control 4 or more creatures, flip it. So your upkeep, flip it if you have 4 or more creatures. And then the power and toughness of this creature are equal to the number of creatures you control. And at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 white and black human cleric on the battlefield. So not only does this fuel other things, all the other human stuff, it generates tokens to make itself bigger. So like, that's definitely an auto-include in this deck where like, just creatures are everywhere. You're going to be generating more creatures, and the more creatures you have, the stronger it is. I had one game where I had 2 of those on the battlefield, and 2 of another card I had in here, and it just like generated more tokens, and it was like I had like 2 12/12s or something like that. It was gross. And then for the spells and enchantments for 2-drop, I have 2 decks in stone. These are clean cut. Everyone uses these for removal in white. You exile a target permanent and all other permanents with that name, and if they're non-token, your opponent gets a clue token for everyone you exile that way. It's pretty neat. Now for the 3-drop, first up is Thalia herself. Thalia Heretic Cathar. It's a 3/2 for 3, legendary creature, first strike. Creatures and non-basics your opponent plays come into the battlefield tapped. That advantage right there is dumb. It's good. It's really good because a lot of people play the non-basics for the dual lands, and then of course any creature, like if it has haste, well that kind of sucks because you can't use that haste. Up next is one of my favorite cards. I got a playset of them here. Hanowar Garrison. This is a 3-cost 2/3. Whenever it attacks, put 2/1/1 human tokens tapped and attacking. So for 3, if you give it haste with Bloodlust Insider, turn 3 you can swing. That'd be 4. That's 2 other humans, and if you have a Thalia's Lieutenant on the field, that Thalia Lieutenant just got 2 extra attack on it, or next turn you basically get to flip the Militia Captain, like basically just for attacking with this guy. It's bonkers. I had this guy and 2 of the lieutenants on the field, and it just went it was like a 5 or 6 turn win. Then those are the creatures for the 3-drop, and then for enchantments for that 3-drop spot we got Always Watching. I mean, these are just Shadows of Innistrad had really good just enchantments and spells and sorceries in white. So we have Always Watching, a 3-cost. All non-token creatures you have get 1/1 and have Vigilance. First of all, Vigilance is broken with Exert because you don't have to tap the creatures, so that you get the Exert for free. Also, just having massive amounts of humans that are untapped, so that you can just deal damage and also like tank damage. It's pretty ridiculous. And last but not least, we have 2 cards at the 4-drop. Well, it's 1 card, 2 copies. Not even a human. We have Hazret. This card is included to make sure, like, if you don't get out fast enough, you have something. It's 4-cost 5/4 God. I'm like, oh my god. With Indestructible and Haste, it can't attack unless you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. Pay 3 to discard a card and deal 2 damage to an opponent. So this guy's usually always a creature in this deck, because all you have is creatures, and you just play as many creatures as you can. Ooh, sorry camera. And have like a massive board state. So the goal is you really don't have that many creatures. Now for the land base, we are running, count them, 5 mountains. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plants. 4 Inspiring Advantages. I like these ones because they don't enter the battlefield tapped usually if you play them right off. A couple of Garrison, or Handle Battlements. I've only had to fuse the Garrison in the battlements like once or twice. I mean, it's a good thing to have. Like, I also have 2 Westvale Abbeys. So these guys are kind of included just because the game, this is an early game deck. If it goes past turn 5 or 6 and you don't have a decent board state set up, you're gonna be in trouble. So these cards are basically here to be like, alright, I have nothing to end this game because my opponent now has a board state equal to or greater than my own. So these are kind of in here to be like, alright, worst case scenario, I need to flip some cards and attack. So that's what these are for. So yeah, there's a lot of versions of this deck, a lot of Boros tribal decks out there in Standard right now, but this is the one I've tested. I've won a couple Friday Night Magics with it. It's really good, really powerful, kind of underrated. So yeah, this is good for another month, so if you have the cards, I'd build it, but if not, I wouldn't worry about it, because it's going to rotate out of Standard real quick. But it's just a fun little tribal deck. I'm working on a cat tribal deck and a Minotaur tribal deck, because tribals are the shiznit. So look forward to that, and let me know what you think about the Ophidian stuff. Ophidian. Ooh, easy there, Sprout. Don't fall. Because I have the 2350 deck here. Oh my god, Sprout. You can go over there. He wants to fall. I got this guy still to open. I have another one of these other dual decks from the 2360 block. So yeah, if you want to see those, let me know, because I got that kicking around. But until next time, stay foolish.